if anyone comes into our, New Thought Men's community and they're like, hey, I can't afford a membership, or I can't afford to pay for anything right now, I'm that broke, then immediately we give them a scholarship, welcome them in, but they're going to have to take these financial courses and be in a financial group to build their financial consciousness. I think there's nothing worse than feeling that you're stuck. And statistically, I think 40% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Yep. And we don't have to do it that way. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to feel overwhelmed by this stuff. You just take it one step at a time and, get the emergency fund and start paying your debt down and do what you can. And, I'm not to the point where I'm eating rice and beans, which is what Dave said. You better like rice and beans for your first 2 years, getting rid of all that debt. I'm not on rice and beans, but, I definitely have been aware of, where can I save that money? Where am I going out all the time that I can just simply, fix something at home? That was my education part of it. And why I don't know that I ever will take full-on investing courses or things like that. I think for me, this simpler way really works. And I definitely have educated myself. And a lot of it was on YouTube, quite frankly. I think so much great stuff is out there for free on YouTube. Watch the stuff, find someone you really resonate with, to help you with this stuff, give you good, sound financial advice. What else? Anything else you want to share today about financial freedom?
Well, you made a lot of good points where, Standard & Poor's 500, that's the S&P 500, that works for you, and it's simple and all that. And totally understand and totally agree with you. But at some point, you might consider getting a financial advisor who, like I said, if he makes you serious amounts of money, then he makes money, and your returns would go up. And they offer more services, and generally all the other services are free, which is really, really helpful. So I have like a college funding account. Every time I have a grandkid born, I have 4 grandkids now. The day they're born, I open a college 529 account for them. And then
beautiful.
For their birthday now, I throw more money into it. Will it pay for their college? No, but it'll help. It'll certainly, it'll be a boost, whatever it is. And the money can be used. They're changing these days, these 529s. It isn't just college. They can be used for trade school. They can be used for extra classes outside of high school. There's all kinds of things that you could, if your kid grows up, wants to be a welder, he isn't going to go to college. Well, you can still use your 529 account for the welding. So yeah, there you go. College isn't for everybody. So
yeah.
And so they're changing all that a lot, which I really, really like. And earlier you said it's the attitude about money that we got to get right in a lot of people. I told you over the half of my new clients come in, tax clients come in, they got the wrong attitude. The first attitude is, I hate the government. I don't want to pay them any money. What am I going to do? I had one guy that came in. He was so happy that he owed $5,000 at the end of the year. And I says, why are you happy? Because they didn't hold my money. I go, well, you owed them $5,000, so they didn't hold your money. You held their money, and you got to pay. But I'm paying it in time. No, you're not. The government wants it when you earn it, month after month after month. So that $5,000, no, you got a $450 penalty. And then he got really upset. I said, so if you don't mind paying $450 penalty, you can write the check for $5,000. But that's like 9%. If you can make more than 9% with you're fine. Yeah. I think it was just sitting probably the cash in a drawer.
All right.
But, so, I talk to people that way. I said, the people that are smart financially, like the people that establish those fines for the IRS and everything else, they know what you're going to get on return if you hang on to your money. And they're going to charge you that exact same amount, so it kind of all works out in the end.
Yeah. You might as well pay it up front.
The attitude about that, you just have to have the right attitude. And to me, I really like the term prosperity consciousness. I said, I have prosperity consciousness. I said, I remember it was my wife was getting near passing, and I was shelling out inordinate amount of cash. It was December, and I was going to write my tithe check to the church. And I was a little short paying my private caregivers here in the house. And I thought, well, I can't pay both. So I paid the caregivers, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just wait, pay the church later. And I got it from my desk, and I walked away, and I came back 10 seconds later, and I said, because it hit me right away, I says, what the hell are you thinking about? So I wrote the check for double the amount to the church, put it in an envelope, walked up at 10 o'clock at night and put it in the mailbox. Did not have the money in my checking account at the time. The next day, honest to God, I got a check from the county saying that when I had refinanced my mortgage, they had to get some cash out for my wife, that I'd double pay the property taxes. And there was a check for like $3,500.
I love those stories. That's
a big story. That day forward, I just say, it's important. Tithing is, to me, is like, it's more important than even a mortgage payment, because it's, you got the universe behind you when you're tithing, I think. It just feels universal consciousness. It's all behind you. It's there,